Hello traders, and welcome to this new Bitcoin technical and order flow analysis video. So in today's video I would like to teach you how I was trading on Friday and how you are taking in a group the short over here at the range VAH. So we were riding the full move to the downside. I will be covering how the drop was happening, what I was seeing, and then how I went long, and also our traders at the lows. And you've got another chance on that Friday as well to be in the long, and it also become from scalp day trade, and from day trade it become the swing trade, yeah, because conditions are changing. This is advantage of the group where I'm posting live how I'm seeing context of the market and what I see for my trades. Yeah, this is the only way. You've got so many inside analysis in the world, but this is not inside analysis because I'm showing you how I was thinking in the real time. In the second portion of the video, I will go over Bitcoin, what we can expect next in next few days, because this setup, like these long can play out for a few days to the upside. And at the really end of the video, we can have a look on Ethereum. I just want to tell you a few remarks what I think about Ethereum and how it's changing like crypto landscape. Okay, so let's start now. So first of all, we go over here. I just want to cover the VAH short, how it was happening live. So this is 24th of July, so it's first day. We are approaching into the 120k, and we are also very close to the range highs. You know, I just want to show you because summer trading is all about patience. So my trading plan for this summer was over here when I woke up, because I'm now trading just New York session. Past week I was trading that. So I told our traders I'm looking for new positions down here and up here. Those, like these areas for me were the best reward ratio areas to take the trade. So I was patiently waiting for this high to be taken. So, and now let's return to the trade. So I'm already seeing very nice reaction from two strong walls. This was on Binance leverage, yes, not spot market. Plus, so I was shorting up here at the highs, and I was taking also, I was adding to the trade once the new wall spawned. You know, if you are trading with heatmaps order books, you wait for new walls added when price is going into the pullback or pushing to the upside. As it's showing you, passive market participant wanted to either scare market to the downside, or he wanted to get filled, and market views this as a sign of weakness. Yes, so when you get passive market participants after the reaction, that's really great. What you want to see, it often leads to very strong reaction. Yes. I'm also saying the liquidations are not that high. I need to check every single post now because so much was happening. I already took take profit one for stop loss. 573 vol, by the way, was this one. Yeah, so it was pressuring market to the downside. Let's go further down. And that, since the wall was added, we literally doubled the move to the downside. We also saw, like, once we arrived into the top, this is why I love this simple template. I still use it every single day. We saw also spot market buying, which is the blue line, stopped, and we started to see strong sell-off in this spot market. Yeah, all like pay attention when spot market stop selling or it's continuing buying. These are very important things. You can see people were longing into the highs. This is the delta, yeah, the leverage, this line. So you can also aim for the delta round trip of the line where people will be taken out. This was the situation from Orderflow. So we don't see as many lots of longs directly into the highs. We've got the decent absorption here. 29 million delta, 81 million candle, very nice. So this was actually a trigger candle for me. And for some less experienced traders who are waiting for more confirmation, they got the short over here. Because we've got the longs leading into the highs, but they were positioned here on Binance. So once you start going below these people, you will trap those traders and you will accelerate, move to the downside. And here the big wall was added, yeah, right here. So he also pushed them to be trapped, yeah, and it was 600 Bitcoin, so very significant. And now you see how he started going down. So you have the two entries in the order flow for such setup. And of course, this is absolutely crazy post, but you know what we do past 12 days, what we are doing, we are just trading this beautiful range, especially once after 7 days passed, the range was pretty good, and we started shorting and buying around VAGs and VALs, so very good. And of course, preparation for our short was also 120k is still psychological barrier, is option barrier, and is also supply, like there is heavy supply at this 120k. So every exchange which matters got pretty big sell walls there. So yeah, we were counting in my cause absorptions. You can see those walls actually survived on Binance USDC. Do you notice right now I have USDC pair on Okotoki? Yeah, so it's really good. They added it. This pair is increasing in volume. I think it's second biggest pair on Binance now. So you look how order books are populated. So USDC is rising, and you need to pay attention to that. So sell side on USDC, Binance spot and Coinbase spot. So 120k protected. It also protected your stop loss, yeah, for this short. Why I'm showing you this short? Well, it's extremely important because we've got the big move to the downside, $5,000 move to the downside. So this was your last entry to participate on our trade. Okay, let's go further down. This was very interesting. We've got the buy walls on spot market. You would need large volume to actually break them down, but later on the big whale arrived into the market, so it was not a problem. So look at that. So initial short over here, then you were adding with the wall a bit later, and now you see what happened. We've got the pullback to the upside. And those people, some traders actually missed that in our group. Some people are shorting right here. You see again the sell wall which was added here. Market had no volume to actually take it out. So you could be, if you miss the short here, you could be shorting here and placing stop loss still above the key high. Yeah? Make sure to never place internal stop losses. I've seen some people are teaching that. That's actually retarded because market is so volatile on Bitcoin or crypto at all, like overall. You might be pushed out of your position and then market reverses. No, it always needs to be above the key intraday high or just overall key high with high volume like EPA reversals, because big traders will be protecting the main high, not here. Yeah, but again, you've got the sell wall, so it was amazing. If you wanted to add to your short from here to write it down, you've got the protection of 1000 Bitcoins. Yes, so or new short is up to you. And this is now the change of character. Let me go to my post. It should be a bit lower because the whale started to sell on Bitcoin, and since that moment, maybe it was, yeah, it's going to be, yeah, here. We are also approaching the demand walls. Usually such walls provide us really good long, but not this time. We've seen very weak reactions down there, so it was actually very key to not participate on those walls. Yeah, I'm saying we start to be around these walls. Some people, I was recommending maybe take profit too, of course, because even if you're dropping, you need to pay yourself. For me, this was the area where I was looking for take profit too, and then you might let last take profit 3 exposure, which is for me usually 40% of the position. Let it hit another targets which were lower. And this is the situation I was explaining here. So we've seen, since we've got the short from the VAG, we've seen over 100 million sold on the spot market. Look at that, yeah, so we are continuing to the downside. First, it was bull CVD, because you see the price was still ranging out to the sideways. It was unable to move us down. But I think later on, we found, like later on I said it's going to be same entity. Look at that. Seems, yeah, it's going to be explained later, but I said this is very likely same entity. Look at that. So we started going down, and now first the whale was selling with market orders. Yeah, the delta was going down on the spot market. Later on, we started going into the pullback, and you see someone was buying into the wall. Very likely there was some deal made between two whales or two institutions, like one of them will be buying and other one will be providing sell side limit orders, DVAP, yeah. And you see this was creating a bearish CVD, because now massive buying pressure happening here, but unable to, you know, move price to the highs or just change trend to the upside. So this is bearish CVD. And when you are in short from here, or you add it here at the walls, or you just wait patiently from this pullback, that's what you want to see for your trade. This is keeping you in your trade. You've got the protection. very likely same entity. First he was market selling, now he's market selling the limit orders, and someone was buying into him, unable to do anything. He's very obvious, the same guy entity, you see? And I just read it from the template, and later on we find out it was actually same entity. It was the Galaxy selling, yeah, their 10,000 bitcoins plus. We also see massive shorts coming in. We need to really focus on when we dropped. I was doing very deep coverage. I just don't want to go over every single post. Oh, look at that, yeah. So there was some... This was the bearish CVD, and look at that. From selling passively, the whale again switched to heavy market selling, yeah. So delta taking another massive dive. Look at the delta pressure on the spot market. This all was really good for our remaining position on the short side, and here we are. So if we do, it will be first sign of strength. Yes, I was telling our traders we need to wait until the spot selling concludes. It can actually signal the first reversal. That's what we've got, and if we do it, it will be first sign of strength. As just on their full out. That's all about shorts. Yeah, I'll be showing you that a bit later. 115k is area of interest. Bulls wants to put battle here. So I'm seeing also in the order books 115,000 getting defended. All key exchanges. This was, by the way, the single wall 115k. And then we've got the spot market also defending. This is like last area. You don't want to lose this area because that can then feel inefficiency, which is below us. Yeah. And we are focusing as we are dropping. Of course, our like the goal for market is going to be reach these key lows, yeah, 1, 2, 3 key lows. This was the final reversal in the pushing for new all-time high. So again, another key low you can watch. Plus, we were aware we got the liquidity. In the end, we didn't grab full liquidity, but it was cool. We've got multiple bounces from lows. We are trading those swing value patterns. I was already actively trading from that point, taking some nice juicy trades. Again, you can really see this is the last demand area. Like if you start losing this, look at the empty order books. So many people were longing around the region in our group, but you know, you need to really know when to escape the market once markets breaks down. Like if we would start breaking down below 115,000 and like further and further, very, very empty order books. You could just have cascaded and move to the downside. So always be careful about such situations. This is the post I was explaining our traders, like pretty big one. You can pause it, but I will just replay this. First 7 weeks, the range was very volatile because I turned on developing VAC and VAL. So you can see how market was reacting. First, market was not agreeing on a good price on Bitcoin because this was new all-time high. So very empty order books and a lot of selling, a lot of buying. And after 7 days, it became really calm. You can note for yourself, after 7 days the range becomes pretty stable on Bitcoin. I don't know how other assets, because Bitcoin is my main study, but you see since that moment we've seen very, very good reactions from VAL and VAC. So it was the main confluence to look for trades. Of course, you were not triggering just by visual price action. You were using Orderflow each time it cut. And again, VAC was rich, you got a short. That's what I was telling our traders past 12 days. That's how I was trading it. Each time we revisited extreme of the range, I was shorting. Each time we were at the lows of the range, I was longing. And once you finally get breakdown, because it's a matter of time, you definitely have position. It's very rare you don't get position if you are both in long and short. All you do, like if you go long here, you are taking a much stronger exposure than short. You come here, you take profit on long, and you are flipping into heavier side on a short side. So you play with your positions. This is really good. I made specific video about this. It's going to be released for the group anyway, how to you know, manage your trades. And yeah, it's really, really good. You don't have to worry, and each time, because we've had so many people buying breakouts and selling breakdowns while we were just in 12-day range. They were just providing liquidity for my trades. Once you get a proper breakdown, cool. Yeah, look at that selling. So yeah, thousands of Bitcoin sold in the spot market. I'm also giving already traders the levels which needs to be reclaimed for the further upside. It happened later, so it's one of the first levels you needed to reclaim for the upside. So really cool. Yeah, you see how you are approaching. This is also what you needed to watch, because CME is now is a very big open interest. Is larger than Binance, so you need to be aware of what you are doing there. You pretty much watch key lows here, and you also watch start of the gap. With gaps, you know how it's working. You either make it as a support on a first retest, or you will get in there, reclaim the area, spend time in it, and fill it. This time the gap held the Bitcoin. That was beautiful. Yeah, you are still approaching it. Let me show you. Okay. And here we are. So I think, so we've got 12 hours of bearish CVD. The whale was sending hundreds of millions on the short side on a Bitcoin. Even at the lows, look at the price action, still bearish CVD, because price trying like delta is going up, we are trending down. But from here on, this is the first big change of the market character, and I'm also longing. I was longing in this candle. I told our traders I'm taking nice long. And you can see market can breathe. Spot buyers is not getting absorbed anymore. So this is the first crucial change in the market. Finally, the whale very likely finished the selling. So again, this was really important for us for the trading at the lows. You've got lots of trapped longs here, so you needed to take profit one on the initial bounce in the area, because oftentimes you create range and you return back to lows out of these people. So this is how you play it safe. After the reclaim of this area, we accelerated to the upside. So because you untrapped these people, you can see the open interest was increasing massively to the downside. So you know there will be fuel in the system. These people were either preparing for breakdown of the Bitcoin to 110k, or if you held 115k area, which I wanted to be held, you will have shorts fuel to the upside. And that was the second scenario which happened. And you can see how these dominant shorts are positioned. Yeah, people use of course I use Exocharts, I use various tools, but if you want like simplicity in your trading, you just need open interest and delta aggregation for perpetuals and futures, and you really know when these people are positioned in the shorts. Especially if you zoom in like on 5-minute time frame and lower, and you see the dominant short side was mainly in this box. This is why the same day, once we started, like we retested the low and we pushed to the upside, the open interest started decreasing and the shorts were closing. So you were getting short squeeze, and you always need to know the potential for your trade. And here we are. This is now my time around 7 a.m. and we find out the whale from Galaxy Digital was selling heavily on the market. Look at that, they're booking USD Tether as a profit. So we knew that whale caused this big move to the downside, right? I think here I'm sleeping. Yes, this is when I'm sleeping. And now let's move on when I was waking up again. Yeah, here market's waiting for me. Soon I should be up. New York session start. Very bad routine. Here we are. Let's see what New York session brings. So low bought around 115 during Asia was final low. Nice to see when we identified the reversal. I recommend reading about it for traders who were sleeping, as there was very active coverage of the drop. I was not even covering all the posts. I was just showing you the main ones. You can notice that CME I was mentioning, so we've got the gap start retest on the CME. So this was the confluence for you also around the lows. This happened during London because you've got the one more low. So you cleared all the lows, you were taking the liquidity, and you get no acceptance into the gap. In the future, we might fill the gap, but not this time. This time it was very beautiful confluence. And you can see market is not obliged to take liquidity fully. We took 50% of it, but the Bitcoin is still in a heavy bull market. So, the buyers are lurking. So they will use any opportunity on the pullbacks to load up their positions, not only on leverage, but also on spot. So, but yeah, liquidity was important because you needed to move down. I was warning our traders, don't take positions here, just wait for the main liquidity node. I was also preparing traders in case the low is lost, because of course it can be lost. I'm able to predict future, but I also am preparing myself in case some situations occur. You need to have a plan. So I was telling our traders 113,600 will be protected in the market. And I'm also telling our traders, this is the advantage of the TRDR, which makes things a lot easier. To me, 115,000, 116k was statistical, because hundreds of millions was bought on the spot market. These people had very nice bits here. So you see, they exhausted market. They at least gave us range, and they gave us that first bounce. So much demand filled on the spot market. This is why I made this statement. If we get breakdown, core short from yesterday has exposure. If we continue ranging here, I will milk it. On sign of strength, I will have 40-50% exposure. These three sentences are showing you I cannot lose, because I have exposures both ways. You see, so it's fantastic. This is what you need to use. This is a beautiful template for Exocharts. You can see we also not only stopped on CME gap start, but at the start of the inefficiency. And start of the inefficiencies in bull markets tends to be strong support. Once you get acceptance, you not only feel the CME gap, but you will also feel, look at that, almost no volume was traded over here. Very limited volume. This is Binance, this is not even Bybit. So in the future, if current low is lost, it's very likely we will feel that and populate it with volume. Hopefully Bitcoin does this before end of September. I know it's very wide date, but I want Bitcoin to feel the inefficiencies down to 110k before quarter 4 starts, before we get the massive push to the upside, very likely. Yeah. So we continue to bleed to the downside. I just want to show you the reversal. This is lots of balls added in the spot market. This actually helped our reversal. And now I just want to show you how I was adding to my trade at the lows. It should be somewhere here. Oh, here we are, yes. Here we are. So at the lows, this is now, just want to show you in the chart, the secondary pullback here. I know many market participants were waiting for the low to be taken for the swing failure pattern. And this was the reversal here. I'm now just commenting, okay? So I'm saying sugar daddy wall got filled, mainly with open interest decrease. No big shorts into it. Doesn't matter, still the passive demand got filled, which is cool. Here is the thing. I added to my long 80% of the size, yeah, because I was long from here. From this region, I was also shorting from here, and now my position already got to take profit, so I got like 30% left. Now I was adding 50% to my position, because we literally returned back to my position for the new potential to the upside. Yeah, so that was the whole idea. Now I will explain what was my thinking about it, why I did this. And this is huge responsibility, you know, to give, again, 95% of people do inside analysis on YouTube, and this is live trading. I'm telling what I'm doing with my own money, yes, and this is the best you can do. This is your responsibility for other people as well. 115,033.50 needs reclaim, so we trap Bybit shorts into the low. So one of the first encouraging signs where we are getting some nice shorts on the Bybit into the low. So once they get trapped, we get the fuel. Yeah, look at the delta, they are getting absorbed here. Also some shorts over here, pretty cool. Initial candle. So first, it was not looking as a good reversal. That's why I'm making so many comments here, because I'm commenting literally what I'm seeing in the market. Initial candle had decent momentum, but I don't like we slowed after it. It should have been down swiftly. At least spot market selling stopped and super shy buyers showed up. So there was heavy selling on spot market, but we started to going to the sideways. That's like first encouraging sign for you. So we are now starting to see reactions since I added. Market was listening. There was a lot of fear at the lows, but you see someone needs to stop this market, and I did my job. Here is the summary of what I was seeing down there. So Orderflow was not that super down there. I saw those shorts on Bybit getting absorbed. It's first good sign. Then we started trading about 116 million wall, which showed me big buyer might be protecting his entry. We were at range lows, so profit taking get sets in from shorts and helped bounce. Lastly, I started thinking we might front run London low and leave everybody behind waiting for it. This last sentence was coming from experience, from discretionary trading. This is not part of any systemic approach in my trading, but again, I got this feeling we will not take the low based on what we see, even if the low was not that strong and not EPA or whatever. Yeah, so combination of order flow and experience. 80% order flow decision making and 20% is still discretionary experience from years of my trading. We will be front running, leaving everybody behind, because I've seen so many people on social networks. Yeah, I'm waiting for the swing failure pattern here. Yeah, well, then you can wait. You can wait for longer. That's it for you. And if I turn off this, all you need to realize, even as we were dropping on the whale, selling hundreds of millions of the Bitcoin, the big market participants were feeling hundreds of millions on the buy side. And even at the lows, if we zoom in, we are seeing we continuously saw heavy. I'm just watching where the big volumes were happening. 2.7k sold into the I mean, this is crazy fill. Yeah, is it really? Yeah. So absolutely huge fill. 3,000 bitcoins got filled here at the lows. Then you've got another big wall filled here. Okay, do you see now? Just 5,000 bitcoins got filled in the two walls. So in the two walls, it's showing you the big deep pocket entities filling massive buy orders. Look at that again. Very big wall, 1,000 bitcoins filled. Over 10,000 bitcoins got filled at the lows. So yeah, there was, and that's huge actually. That's huge and potential if you start pushing to the upside. All the shorts who were shorting into these lows will be getting destroyed, because open interest was increasing here, and the whale, which was filling the positions, can be protecting his positions, yes, to the upside. So now many sell walls here. Is very likely same entity who was buying and filling position here is now taking profit here. And also here we already filled this first cluster walls. These don't have to be in the new shorts. It actually can be same entity filling profits, which we filled from down there. Let's return back to coverage. So it was slow bounce at first, and we still know. So when I go to open interest, and when you are buying such a low position like here, you know big shorts are positioned here in the main down move. So what you want to see, you want to come into their main selling areas. So you start squeezing them. So as they are short, they need to revive positions back. And that's what's happening. Like open interest continues to decrease as we are pushing to the upside. We still have 30% left of the open interest. So in case we do another push to the upside, it's very likely these shorts will also close, and that's it. But you already can have another take profit, for example, because you already destroyed so many shorts shorting down there. So again, if you're longing here, you are aware of this open interest situation. Very nice day. Woke up, bought final intraday low, and now chilling to the rest of the weekend. Well, market couldn't have treating me better. And you see equities were also helping. So I was telling our traders, equities helping Bitcoin to stay afloat. In the end, we actually catched up to the equities later on during the Friday into the weekend. After Bitcoin loses own narrative, it's just sticking to what equities do. So always pay attention to that. This was the more intraday liquidity, and it was in these regions. And you see we already took most of it just as market is pushing. This is now today. Oh, actually this is Asia. Some sell walls I'm just watching. Yeah, this is now weekend. So we can now have a look on what we can expect from Bitcoin here. What's the context? Very quick comments for our good traders. Some of them are still learning. So one of the traders was taking long here. I would never take long here, just not even for scalp. Bad reward ratio, you can be stopped out faster than light. It's just a comment for you, Brandon. Because when you look at the order books, you are now seeing, we are seeing hundreds of millions on the sell side. So if you are longing here, your reward ratio is not really good. It can be problem actually to proceed. And on the other way, for the rig was taking short here. I don't recommend actually trading over the weekend anyway. It's just low volume. Taking short here is also not ideal because you can still squeeze lots of shorts. They fill big massive positions here, so they will have invalidations higher and we can fill the wall. So if you are taking short here, plus we are seeing, look at the demand, yeah, so you also get a huge demand below from the perpetual market. So again, you cannot long here and you cannot short here. Only what you can do is maybe scalp, taking scalp from these walls. Was it worth it for the weekend or no? 0.50%. Well, this is not worth my time. I'm not gonna take long here and I will be waiting hours and hours to get 0.5%. Why should I do that? If I go into the New York session, I can get that in few minutes and not in few hours. So this is just advice for people who are trading in this range. Well, you should be already in long, yeah. I was adding to this size, so this was the best long area. What you do here is already not ideal for your reward ratio, especially if you are squeezed with massive sell side above and massive buy side below. We can literally range here and it's gonna be chopping traders for the rest of the weekend here. So yeah, just small advice. Okay, so we will be now analyzing what can happen for the market next with all my order flow tools. So I would say, so right now I would say we should see further open interest decrease from this increase. We know still plenty of shorts in the markets. If we continue over this high, I would expect another candle to the upside, further open interest decrease, and you will get the fill of the walls. Again, very likely the whale who filled the massive walls here is taking profit already here and here. Do you see, by the way, this is what exhausted market, look at the volume spike. So this was forced buying into the walls, filling his profit, very likely. So that's first thing. I don't think also over the weekend much will happen. Again, more of a short squeeze, I would say. This move like fully was coming from the whale selling. So in the end, you can actually recover the full move. Aim for the range VAR and grab the liquidity later on. How is the spot market looking? So spot market looking really interesting. Lots of sell side here, so it's not going to be that easy moving over this. Oh yeah, that's heavy sell side. If we see like equities ranging next week, maybe no new demand for Bitcoin, maybe we will do new range from these spot walls here. But we also have some nice highs to be taken, 1, 2 highs, lots of liquidity. Let's have a look on how is the liquidity looking for the week. Let's go here. Yeah, so you see we took like 50%, that's cool. This is future liquidity area of interest for us. All these 3 highs are now building it, very good. If you want to take the pullback, well, right now it's going to be pretty hard going to the downside. Like market really realize this was one of event of the well selling into the market, and now look how many people want to fill the positions on the leverage. Yes, so very hard for moving to the downside. Maybe we exhaust them. We exhaust ourselves if we fill the walls, but we will see. Optimal pullback for you is coming now from. I need to go here, core 30-minute TPO. If we get like deeper pullback, I would say it's not that likely, but if we get so, you will be aiming to interact with market over here. Now we have daily naked point of control, really good high volume, and lots of people are shorting into the lows in this area. So you will have really good retest. These people will try to get out, and they can give you another entry. So for the future and for the next week. But again, we can just continue short squeeze and leave everybody behind. This daily naked poke, is it coming from when? Maybe it's gonna give us trade. I also need to see, this is like you cannot predict this, how you will be interacting with these walls, because maybe we will get another EPA reversal like this with massive volume liquidations, delta and so on. If you do that, then it's gonna be easier for you to short it If it's going to be slow upside into the walls, I'm not sure if I will be interacting. If you want to scalp, you will be scalping this local range here with the weekend, with coming, like you want to hold these walls for the longs. That's what you will be doing. Let's go to main chart. Now, the theme of the past 12-13 days where we were trading the range, so let's have a look how we are doing with the range. Okay, so here we are, very good. Well, the most aggressive backtest we can get in the val, 13-day val, maybe we get reaction like this as well. You will retest the high as well market structure. That's another setup you can look for as well. But overall, if you manage to reclaim this high volume node with point of control, we will be aiming for another range rotation. And yes, I want to see the high to be taken into the 120k this time to stop out people above the high. So we can watch that, and then we know we have liquidity behind these highs, like very massive liquidity here. So, and as soon as so many people got trapped in shorts, you've got the fuel actually to get the here. Yeah. So for me, the long taken here is swing trade. I told our traders first it was scalp, then like it was adding, I was adding as a scalper, but I had 80% exposure, and now I still have 50% left as a swing trader. I just want to swing trade. I want to keep the position for a few days. I want to reach VAH and the liquidity above. That's how I view it. Now we can have a look on TRDR. This is going to give us even further clarity what we can expect. Very similar situation as in before. We are seeing now again so many buyers getting added in the order books. That's crazy ratios, like 4 times more longs than shorts. Let me check the 0 to 5%. A bit different, but still very good. Like this is pretty bullish, pushing us to the upside. You see we've got the blue bands here. This is what was holding us in the range. And then we've got this big spot seller, filling the position. Also, we are increasing. Market is increasing, and this is also increasing. Spot buyers now to 5% are increasing. This is bullish sign for you. It's showing you, because it usually does this. When market pushes to the downside, this tends to go down because the selling pressure from the higher limits is started to be counted. Yeah, but we are doing opposite thing. So that's why it's bullish. When this is increasing, it's showing you the new buy limits are getting added in the spot order books. Possible people are canceling sell side orders above, and people generally are feeling like market is leaving behind them, and they are chasing the market with new buy spot limits. So this is what this represents. Yeah, when you are bouncing and this is increasing, this is very, very bullish. Okay, so just remember that. And here we go. Very good template, very clean template. So you know you have potentials for your swing trades, and you do have potential for your swing trades because we've seen aggregated selling of over 3 billion of new shorts in this impulse. 3 billion thresholds. If you start running against them and you start trapping people, they tend to give you the swing trades. Yeah, this is very, very good template for swing trades. I can show you in the past when we did 3 billions, like here, because these things are not changing. Very close to 3 billion, massive move to the upside. Very close to 3 billion, massive move to the upside. 3.5 billion, massive move to the upside. Am I surprised we already see really good move to the upside? Absolutely not. Is it finished? Very likely not. Already 3%, and I would say we still have potential to get to 5% or 6%, so at least this high, and then VAH, and we will see what we do at the VAH. And first we need to see how the market will be battling with with these sell walls. Yes, that's also what we want to see, if they exhaust the market or not. But again, there is still potential for the push. Spot market starts distributing. Yeah, the spot market, they can actually slow the market down. We will see. But what I want to see from this template now is to see this threshold not reaching just 800 million, but doing a more of a 1.5 to 2 billion or even more. Then I know all these people shorting into the lows here are getting destroyed. This is called delta symmetry. Yeah, so you come from here, You already did first peak, some of people getting wrecked, but it's still not this. Yeah, it's still not this, and it's still not this, and then this. Okay, so beautiful. Again, swing short, swing long, easy swing long liquidations. They were decent at the lows. Finally, I was warning our traders as we were dropping, we don't see as much liquidations. We finally saw them, and they happened where? Yeah, they happened very close to the lows. Yeah, so you finally did some damage to the people, but nothing crazy like here. Open interest again. Further you push, the open interest will be decreasing. That's almost like certain. These people stopped out. By the way, do you want to see them in Exocharts? Maybe you do want to see them in Exocharts, because I'm talking about these massive shorts, but you know where they are here. Yeah, you sometimes you see like the longs primarily on the Binance were coming at the lows in these regions, yeah, but everything happening from up here, the dominant move was delta on the short side, and that's where the main shorts are. So they are here. Where is price actually? Oh yeah, price actually moving beyond them and is squeezing them. That's why you see the short squeeze. Yeah, look at that. So you already moved beyond them, the most biggest shorts. And on Binance, sorry, on Bybit is still relevant. I think they are also higher. Yeah, they are. Why it's not refreshing? Missing data, I don't know. But yeah, we still have some nice shorts there as well to be squeezed. So it's just visible in open interest, yeah. But good thing is, really, this is my open interest increase start. We are right at the point where you trapped 100% of the shorts in the impulse. So again, people, where these people will have invalidations, they are slowly closing and bleeding positions. But again, if you know the short started here, then you know when you are just above them, yes, just here, you know one more spike should really come to destroy these people. This is almost like statistical edge to properly wipe them out. They very likely, some people from those shorts will also have stop losses when there is next closest high from technical analysis. So again, you can also watch this. Now let's go to other templates. Yeah, you can see again encouraging. Spot market order books are filling up. That's beautiful. Even after such sell, there is still very strong demand for Bitcoin. Just remember, on Bitcoin, we have 40 companies now competing to be filled and to get Bitcoin into their treasury. So of course, this is very strong bull market. So anytime we get big pullback into the technical area, we are just looking for buys. And you know what's funny? The funny thing is, and this is power of, again, statistics and other stuff, but I was talking about 115,000 for all week. Like, this is going to be, look at that, 23. I just want to show you, this is fucking powerful. 23 of July, this is first day, yes. If we are still just trading here. If we get large drop to 115k even during my sleep, I will be waking up to it. Fat Kraken orders added in the area. Notice demand areas closer to the price. Large buy walls on Binance Spot and one. So I'm seeing already like big capital. It will be filling massive positions already in front of 115,000. So very likely the incentive will be to defend this. And even here, 2 days back, 21st of we are still pushing far away, but I'm already aware this is 21st of July. So Monday, I'm already aware 115k to watch. When I see such a demand, I know deep pockets want to defend very likely. Yeah, here is so for me it's absolutely easy time to take longs at the 115k, to tell our traders to go long and to book profit on some short, because yeah, I'm prepared for it all week. So we are getting some pressures on the sell side on the perpetuals up here. We know why, of course. These walls are now creating that pressure, putting us maybe into weekend range. But overall, 0 to 5%, we are getting more buy walls, and the ratio is still positive. Yeah, so this still has room to go, even from the perpetuals. Very good. Now it's better. So this is Binance Spot. Now it's visually showing you where is the sell side. We can see the spot market is selling heavily here. So it can in the future give us swing failure pattern from these lows, from these highs. I will watch for that definitely. If we break this sell side cluster, we can actually accelerate to 120 to 123k, and you can see the spot is bidding in these areas. So be aware of that. This is another area to watch for your longs, for the pullbacks. Aggregated spot market. Oh, what a beauty. I absolutely love this template, like just visually. Yeah, look at that. Yeah, that's why you watch some other exchanges as well. The Kraken, very big demand notes here. Kraken is actually bidding at 105k with over 2000 Bitcoin. So Kraken, I paid attention to it. Why is Kraken important? Again, FTX money from collapse got distributed into the Kraken. Many people don't change exchange. I think those money are returning to the market. And again, there was a poll about FTX. They asked people what they want to do with the money, and they told the reporter they want to buy Bitcoin again. So this is, you pay attention to FTX, to Kraken, yeah, and the other exchanges as well. 120k is still a future area of interest for me for the next week. Swing template, still pressure on the swing potential. That's why we are ranging for 12 days. This template is useful for that. I need to adapt my templates because they added BitCAD and Hyperliquid. I don't like them. Leverage is now trying to be in the sell side. Like this is showing you those biggest walls. So leverage is bidding here. Then 116,000 defended. Pay attention to that on a pullback, and then very close to the lows again. Spot market, that's leverage. Perpetuals, yep. And then spot market. This is showing you everything what you need to know. Look at that demand, yeah. So even the whale who was selling hundreds of millions market absolutely absorbed and slurped this sell side. And then we are bouncing. Statistical bounce, yeah. Market exhausted. And you can see it's not easy for Bitcoin to actually get into pullbacks. And again, you will watch this spot, the demand areas on a pullback if we get one, yeah. It's going to be gift for you. And I don't know, like when you see such a demand on spot market, you just look here, it was pretty empty here, yeah. So you could do this, but not right now. Look how many new walls were added in the order books, yeah. Look at that. So you don't expect God candle push down here. Nah, no way. Your market will be very controlled on the pullback, yeah. So even if it goes for pullback, it's going to be controlled. And you watch these people, you will watch these demand walls for your new longs, definitely. That's why what I was showing you. That's what I was showing you, why the ratio is increasing in the order books, this one. Yeah, you see how spot market is chasing on the buy side, and now visually, because I already know what's happening when I'm showing you the other template, just by seeing this column. But when we turn on this back, we can see what's happening. So plenty of spot balls added below. Yeah, they want to buy the pullback, and we are getting some cancellation of the sell walls above as well. So that's the combination. We already see this is going to be future of interest on the sell side for us. So starting from 120k up to 121k, lots of sell side on the spot market. They were advertising that for a long time. So again, in the future, when we get larger push, we grab some liquidity from some highs. You might do reversal here, and or range or reversal. You might do that. So, and everything I say in this video is just education and entertainment. And let's see what the whales were doing this week. So what whales are doing right now. This is lovely template. It's not loading fully. Why? This was the 2000 Bitcoin order. If we zoom in, I was showing you already in Tradinglite, the whales were filling so many walls here, so it's not a surprise. We pushed to the upside. They were also filling up here. The shorts are now trapped here in these regions. The whales already are trying to stabilize market into the price, into the range, and they have some nice sell clusters above. Really beautiful. Ultimately, it's gonna matter. So let's see this template. Where is actually ES1? Yeah, ES1. This was my prediction for the equities, by the way. Since we pushed to new all-time highs, I have a very big target. 7,100. This is not just coincidence. The Trump gave us the dip with the tariffs, but he's stimulating economy with various factors. So yeah, we should continue to the upside. The tariff deals are also reached. I think most countries will get a very fair deal, so I don't think it's gonna damage the US economy. So very good, and Bitcoin in such environment is also pushed to the upside. Another thing which is supporting Bitcoin, I can do this macro fundamental video on Bitcoin like standalone, but you can pay attention to global M2 money supply, and you will monitor the most important countries in the world. You can have 10 weeks leading turned on, which is showing you if the countries are printing money or they plan to print the money, and you can see Bitcoin basically. Even from this point, when we go sideways, Bitcoin also goes sideways because the liquidity is just resting, yeah. And it's really good because you don't watch just US. The US is tight on the liquidity. Now they did a big bill, but other countries they started pushing money and printing money. You can see how the liquidity started pushing, and then Bitcoin catched up to the upside. The liquidity going down, we go for the pullback because the tariff scared the world. And now liquidity started coming into the system from all major G7 economies. And look at that, what is happening. Bitcoin is pushing to the upside because ultimately, again, I just want to remind you, Satoshi Nakamoto made Bitcoin, so it's gonna protect your purchasing power. Try to know. You don't fucking care what Fibonacci or trend line you trade on Bitcoin, but you care how Bitcoin functions. The main principle for Bitcoin is to protect your purchasing power, and that's what it's going to do. And you see M2 money supply keeps growing, yeah? So governments are pushing money, printing money, and Bitcoin will be repriced higher. This is, if we don't get a global recession, Bitcoin is just programmed to go higher. So yeah, this is another supportive factor. I will just do macro fundamental video for Bitcoin because this is not only metric I watch, and it's very powerful when you are swing trader, hodler, because the M2 money supply will not matter for your scalps or intraday trades, but it's gonna matter for your swing trades, for your hodl, and for your investing activities around crypto. Yes. So you see. I also will be releasing swing course very soon for our traders, and there I'm explaining all the big tools I'm using like this M2 for my bias. I want to say a few quick words about Ethereum, and I will do a new video maybe in a few days, like on Tuesday maybe, where I will be finishing my charting. But yeah, I already told you lots of important things, what to watch below and above. Another warning for you, if you lose this low, just be very careful because we have almost no volume traded here. When I go to on-chain data, swing trading, yes, it should be on-chain data, yeah, on-chain. Again, we haven't traded proper volumes in between 111k and in this region. So in the future, we don't want to see this low lost because we will be filling CME gap and we will be filling inefficiency on low volume nodes, and new volume will be traded here. And again, I would like to see Bitcoin to fill this before we go for much higher levels. It's just more healthy. We don't have to get that, but it will be nice to actually retest in the future this range and get the trade from here. 110k. We will see if we get that. We will need macro to actually crumble. And macro doesn't have reason to crumble yet, but we will see. We have earnings season. Let's go here. Yeah, because next week we have the most important companies reporting, like next 2 weeks. So if macro and equities go for pullback, then Bitcoin can also go for the pullback. If we don't get macro pullback, Bitcoin also doesn't get macro pullback. And let me remind you, seasonality is still with us. And seasonality is telling us we get positive July, but August tends to be red, and September also tends to be red. For the equities especially, and that can be pressure on Bitcoin. So maybe we will, we will get another chance to short Bitcoin in August, the first half of the August, and then leave. Like I would like to hold that short for swing trade. Because of this, here is the macro fundamentals post. Here you are. Yeah. So Bitcoin will be suffering as well when equities will be negative. Pretty much your job during the summer is to buy the dip, to buy the dip. So you get exposure for the Q4 on Bitcoin and equities and crypto and overall. These are very strong months. And in August, it tends to be neutral, so we might see more raging during August, but you try to position yourself for your short, and in September you get rewarded with the equities as well. So very interesting times ahead. Anyway, it's just cool. I make most of the money anyway when market is ranging, because the trends are nice, but they are super rare. 80% of time on Bitcoin, if you do a research, you do 80 or even more time ranging, and only few days or hours you are actually trending. Like here. Look for how long we were just in medium time frame range, and the push to the upside happened in 1-2 days. Another push, so you can measure actually from Wednesday of 9th of July until like 5 days of the push, and overall range was 12 days. Again, we were ranging here for 6 weeks, but the push was 12 days. So just be ready, and you really need to master like 80% of time if Bitcoin is ranging. Then you need to be really good in the range trading, those 80% of time, and your job is to not mess up your trading those rest of 20% of time, which is trend. Final words about Ethereum is going to be here. Just want to show you how I spotted the Ethereum is reversing. We've got pullback, not bad. We went to 3,500s, not bad pullback. So first of all, the current Ethereum top is very technical. It's coming from last range in the December 2024. Point of control gave us the short. Now we've seen change of character in the order book. So I already saw on Ethereum we have very heavy sell side starting from 4,000 up to 4,100. And then hundreds of millions of the Ethereum was added on the sell side in the order books, which was creating further pressure. Just market was not happy to long into such a selling pressure, and we were curving down for the first pullback. So, and I said, so that traders, last time we had similar sell side on Ethereum, we found big swing top. I'm not sure if we will find a swing top with such sell pressure, but it at least is giving us range and pullback. Just be aware. We will need to see when we fill the orders up there if we get breakout or not. Ultimately, I'm not sure market is very happy. Like Ethereum market is not happy. Look how many highs we have here, not taken. And do you know how huge liquidity is up here? So that's why they are putting so many sell walls here, because they know they will get easy fill on the stop losses and liquidations above these highs, And then if you come here, then it's going to be deciding point. Do you do swing failure pattern, failed auction, or do you do breakout for the new all-time high on the Ethereum? So very interesting to watch. And one thing with Ethereum, now I don't pay attention as much to CME, but I'm seeing we do have hedge funds shorting heavily the CME, the Ethereum. And this can actually result in very large short squeeze when you break about 4,000. What they are trying to do, this is not just leverage, they are buying Ethereum on spot market and they are shorting on the futures. This is causing delta neutral trade, and they are taking, because the funding rates are much better on Ethereum than on Bitcoin, they are grabbing 9.5% a year from those rates, plus they are taking money from staking on Ethereum on the spot market. So it's like 12.5% of easy income for them. This is called basis trade. But again, these people, they can be squeezed. They will not hold their losing positions forever. We've seen that on Bitcoin too. So yeah, just be very careful when Ethereum breaks 4,000. I don't know where they have stop losses, but again, such positions on CME, just watch on like open interest on CME then on Friday if they are getting destroyed or not, these people. Yeah, this is going to be very, very interesting. I think that's it from me, traders. I just wanted to summarize the trading we did in this segment. I hope it was clear to understand. I had like thousands of posts just on this price action, so I was not going over all of them, but I hope it was really clear. So next video in a few days if something interesting happens on Bitcoin, and for now just enjoy trading. We are back in the range, so yeah, enjoy the summer, and thank you for watching, traders. If you want to learn, you know where to go. Join our group, you will not regret. You will be trading ultimately. What I teach people is to trade and predict market, same as me. It's not about guessing, praying, and hoping you react from some kind of level on the fib or trend line or whatever. I'm teaching you how to take very same setup as me, because data and order flow is same for everyone. That's why we use all the order flow tools. It's same for everyone, and you cannot be you're reducing risk of being wrong, and you remove biases, and you try to be really objective. Thanks for watching, traders, and see you on the next week. Bye.